Yo, what's up guys, it's Frosty and I'm bringing you guys another video. So recently I've been getting a lot of messages like, yo Frosty, what's your sensitivity? What's your settings? A bunch of stuff like that. So I decided, why not? I'll make a video on my settings so you guys can go and look on it. Change up some of your settings to maybe make them better. So first of all, my button layout, play stick and move flipped. Stick and move, basically, it's the free scuff. I've been running this for years. I ran a scuff for around 3.5 years. My jump button broke about a month into having it, so I just swapped over to stick and move, and honestly, there's no difference. And that's the same as now. My scuff's been broke for probably a week and a half. I don't really find that much of a difference. Probably the cheapest way to get movement like someone who uses a scuff, where they can scuff jump, or that's what people called it. And then flipped, I had trigger stops on my scuff, so I couldn't actually use them. With World War II, it was weird. If you had trigger stops, they did not work. Like when you went to shoot, it just would not register. So I had to play flipped, and then eventually I just got so used to it that I made the full swap over. Honestly, it's personal opinion. If you have a regular remote, playing flipped will help your trigger finger and that stuff, just because it allows you to push the button and like come back from pushing the button a lot faster compared to having to go all the way down with the trigger and all the way back. The bumpers are just like a mouse click type thing. And then for stick layout, just play default. I don't know how other people could play like look conversion, that kind of stuff. Just not my style. Horizontal sensitivity, I swap between mainly a 5 and a 6. So if I'm missing a lot of shots that day, I'll play a 5. And if I feel like I'm ever getting like outstrafed, I'll just put it up to a 6. I'm extremely accurate with it. From a lot of my videos, you guys can see like I have extremely high accuracy. I hit most of my shots, and it's because I mainly play on a lower sensitivity. People play on a 14 sensitivity, and I just cannot do that. But then again, it's all personal opinion. If you feel like you are more accurate with a higher sensitivity, run that higher sensitivity. I personally used to play on a 14 sensitivity at the beginning of BO3, and then slowly over time I lowered it. I think I lowered it down to a 5.5, and then eventually I went to a 6.5. And that's what I ran for the remainder of BO3. And then, since it's not an exo boost jump COD, you don't need to be looking up and down real quick, like in BO3 you did. I just run a 4, allows me to control my recoil a little bit better. I play with vibration off, I find it's just weird, and then in my scuff I had the thing that creates the vibration things removed whenever I bought them. So it didn't really matter, I just always had that off. And then when I swapped over to my regular remote because my scuff died, and I did figure out I cannot fix it. We soldered the battery and stuff, did not work. So I am permanently on a regular remote. I play with aim assist on. I don't know why you wouldn't, that just ruins it. Auto weapon switch, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you turn this off or not. I just prefer it on. Auto mantle, I always recommend you turn it off. The amount of times, like in BO3, you could not disable it and you just randomly mantle something, and it was so annoying. I died off so many nukes to that, and then when World War II came out, you were able to disable it. I always recommend disabling it. Now, the airborne hustle sprint cancel, that's kind of personal opinion. I used to run it where it was not disabled, so I had it enabled, and then I made a new account and it was auto disabled, I'm pretty sure. So I just ended up trying that, and eventually I just found it worked a lot better for me. So I just leave that disabled, and then we'll head over to graphics. I don't have my thing that bright. My safe area is max. I don't run a colorblind filter. Minimap rotation enabled. I find it's weird. I don't know why people wouldn't run this. Motion blur. If you have this on, turn it off. It makes it so much better. I don't know how people could run this. Just turn it off. And then for audio, my gain volume, I have it all the way up just because I have a Astros, so I have the mix amp. It allows me to turn it down through there, so it doesn't really matter what I do through here. Music, turn it off. It's just, there's no pointing in having it. It's just music in the background. I find it can make it sometimes where you can't hear footsteps if it's playing, so I just always have that off. Announcer, I have that enabled. Battle chatter, I have that enabled so you can hear, like, if a teammate makes a call out through their characters. Hit feedback, you guys were complaining that it was up too high whenever I was doing commentary, so I turned that down, and honestly I do find that a lot better. Subtitles, I have that off. A lot of people normally run them, like I know on the newer games, because you can't really hear the announcer sometimes, and sometimes it will be delayed. Like I've done it a few times where this probably would have helped me, but I just prefer with it off. And that's basically it. So that's all my settings. Also, for the people wondering, I do run Control Freaks. I run the Control Freak Vortex, I think it's called, on my right stick, and then I don't have anything on my left. That's just what I like. But yeah, so that's basically all my settings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. Show this to your friends so they can, adjust their settings, get better at Call of Duty. And yeah, other than that, see ya.